Hey everyone, back. This time it's 11:38 p.m. So, thankfully I'm not doing this at the crack of dawn like I was last video. Well, let's get in with the diet update, shall we? Weight today, 166.6. Again, the spooky number has returned, but at least it's lower than it was yesterday. Food eaten, 2 bags of Cheddar Quest chips, an egg sandwich with keto bread, 2 chicken breasts, half a bag of Quest Protein lime chili chips with cheese and salsa on top. And 2 ounces of peanuts, 1 ounce of beef jerky with 0 sugar, the Tillamook one, and 2 A&W 0 sugar root beers. And that's what I ate today. Any dedicated exercises? Nope. Moving on. A summary of the day and any potential highlights. Well, I woke up early in the morning. Actually, I'm just kidding. I woke up at like 10:20 in the morning. And I immediately turned on the television and decided to watch a video on YouTube. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I think it was the new Y-Files episode about the MJ12 documents. Yeah, it was that one. And I had the Quest chips while eating that, and the A&W while watching that. Yeah. Did I say while eating that? I meant while watching that. Sorry. Yeah, it was pretty interesting episode. Although I have to admit, it was one of those episodes that kind of feels like, well, okay, at the end. Like, it didn't feel like a big, whoa, revelation, but it also was fairly interesting with some of the information put in there. But overall, is it the kind of episode that I'd want to watch with the family? Nah. I think my mom said it best when she said, my favorite episodes are like the ones that feel like they're actually making commentary on things that might really happen, but my episodes that are the least favorite are the ones where, like, you know, everything he's saying is like completely bonkers from the very start, and you're waiting for him to say what's true and what isn't by the end, and 9 times out of 10 it isn't true, and you feel like you wasted your time the whole time. And this was leaning toward that, but with little interesting sprinkles of information spreaded here and there. Well, after that, I remember I watched another video about an obscure lost media, and I'm forgetting exactly what it was called, but it was like a live action animated CGI hybrid show from like 2000 about like a cartoon family that lives with like normal live action humans, and they get into all kinds of mischief. But based on the video that I watched, there was only 1 episode made, and overall it was apparently not a really good show. But now people want to watch it or find like a copy because the thing with the internet is when lost media is discovered, like there's a huge community out there will do anything they can to find it, which is pretty interesting. Then my mom arrived, and when she arrived, she wanted me to hang out with her and talk about um, information having to do with getting like sand and gravel and getting molding for the floor in the room that we're working on, as well as for the house. And she was like, also telling me about the trash can container. And, you know, it was a lot of information. I was kind of overwhelmed by it. It made my head spin a bit. But she wanted to show me a video about putting together drywall on a wall with a open frame, so that way we wouldn't have to spend money getting people in to make the wall. She wanted me and my sister to help out on that. We watched a video. My sister used her Bluetooth speakers, so we didn't have to use her computer's built-in speakers, which sound really tinny and awful. The Bluetooth speaker definitely helped, and we watched it in the house, in the air conditioning, away from the den, because the den does not have any air conditioning. So yeah, we gave that a good gander. My sister made us iced coffee, and then the Quest chips with the cheese and salsa on top, which was very good. And me and my mom split that. And then we had egg sandwiches. Afterwards, I decided to have some me time by playing another Crab's Treasure in my room while listening to a new Area 52 episode. And then my mom called me and she said she found a place that's giving away floor molding for completely free. So she got me and my sister in, and we drove off to the place, which was like what looked to be one of those industrial looking areas where it's just big boxy buildings where business of some kind is done in these locations. And we basically just tried to put as much floor molding as we could into the car before leaving, dropped that off, and then afterwards my mom said she was gonna go do her work, so she left, and it was just me and my sister. And so I decided to go into my room and do some breath work. But then in the middle of my breathwork meditation session, I got a call from my mom, and she told me that the thing she was supposed to do was canceled and she's coming back. So I was like, all right. She returned, and she said she wanted my and my sister's help again to go to a location to dig up gravel and sand and put it in the car, and then put it in the front of the yard, so that way we could use that for a backyard project we're working on. So we did that, and it was a pretty long and interesting trip, I would say. We got into all kinds of conversations. One of the more interesting ones I can remember was like AI based. But we finally arrived. We greeted the people who lived there. They allowed us to go to town getting the gravel and the sand, and we filled up as much as we could and drove away. We may return tomorrow to try to get another batch. We'll see. But after we were done with that, I realized that there was like a new animated movie in the theater that just came out. I was directed by like a Disney animator. I think his name was Tom Bancroft. Called Light of the World, and I thought, oh, this might be kind of fun and interesting to watch. So I suggested it to my mom and our family friend and my sister, and we all agreed that it might be very interesting. So we all decided to pitch in to see it. I luckily had $15 of credit from the theater that I tend to pay for the rest of the tickets. So they would have been like $63. They got knocked down to like 40. Actually, like, no, it was like 40, 54. Yeah, it was $58, but it was knocked down to $44. Pretty cool, not gonna lie. So after we did that, my mom left again to go to work, and I decided to do like an hour of breath work. Yeah, pretty good session, I'd say. Felt pretty good afterwards. And then my mom returned, and we had chicken breasts. We actually had chicken breasts a little earlier in the day, and then we had it again later in the day. Earlier was like after our first gravel retrieval, returning from that, and then the second one was after my breath work. So after we had our meal, I decided to get ready for the theater going experience. And so we all got together and we went over and we watched this movie, Light of the World. Came out and we had a little conversation about it. Overall, my sister thought the animation wasn't very dynamic. The voice acting was kind of corny. But my mom and our family friend thought it had a good message about Jesus and the Bible. Personally, for me, like when it comes to entertainment that I think is impactful, I feel like it should have a really good dynamic look and feel to it. It should feel more visceral, like what's happening feels like, oh, this is serious. We're taking this seriously. And this has weight to it. This is meaty. But this movie felt like a Saturday morning cartoon that was feature length, which I thought was kind of odd. Like, because this production company went through the effort of getting like a Disney animator and, putting this thing together and then going and putting it out on like thousands of screens across the nation, and yet it doesn't really feel like a true theatrical movie. Like, I think they wanted it to be like, ooh, this feels like a classic Disney film, but with Jesus and Bible times. But it ended up feeling like it was pulling its punches, and it just didn't really, I didn't find it gripping at all. It felt like it was very much made for children. And, I love animation. I think it's great. It should always be used as a medium, not as a genre. It's another way of telling a story. And, it's films like these that, I mean, it's not bad. It's fine. It's good in terms of, communicating ideas about the Bible and stories from the Bible, but in terms of being something that really hits me on a deep, personal, meaningful level, it didn't really do that for me, I gotta be honest. But I mean, it's fine for kids and families, so, but mostly for kids, yeah. But I thought I'd give it a shot because of the animation lineage behind it, I mean, the trailer looked a little corny to me, but if, sometimes trailers do a movie dirty, and usually the film's actually not too bad. But in this case, this film, it actually wasn't too bad. It just was, it was just fine. It was okay, but I'm definitely never gonna watch it again. That's for sure. It was kind of bland to me. All right, well, after that, I decided to lock all of our gates. Then, so when everyone's asleep, we don't have to worry about any mischief at night. Took my vitamins. I brushed my teeth. Said goodnight to my sister and our cat. And now, gonna try to go to sleep before 1 a.m. We'll see how that goes. Well, thanks for tuning in. Really much appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, people.